Hello, welcome back to this second video on signaling molecules. This time we're going to talk about plant hormones. So we finished talking about animal hormones. The one thing that I didn't go through, and hopefully you're watching these in order, is the fact that there are different modes of transmission. With the animal hormones, they can do all three. Yeah, so there's some hormones that are autocrine, that are produced by a cell and used by the cell. Some are paracrine, they just go straight from one cell next to a cell through the interstitial fluid, which is the fluid surrounding the cells, and a lot of them are endocrine. So I talked mostly about the endocrine animal hormones, but there are other options there. They can also be hydrophilic or hydrophobic. So let's have a look at plant hormones, and these ones are the ones that are produced by plants. So they're signaling molecules that are various modes of transmission, just like animal hormones. So with either of these, you're not going to be asked, is an animal hormone or a plant hormone transmitted by autocrine? Yeah, that's not going to be a question, because it can be paracrine and it can be endocrine. Yeah, so it's unlikely that they're going to ask you that. They're also unlikely to ask you whether or not the hormones in general are hydrophilic or hydrophobic, because they can be both. If they give you that information in the question, you will have to use that to talk about how the signals are transmitted. But other than that, you don't have to identify the fact that all plant hormones are hydrophilic or hydrophobic, or all plant hormones are done by autocrine or paracrine or endocrine means. So plant hormones, they kind of get a bad rap compared to the animal hormones. Everyone knows about testosterone. They're the sexy hormones. Yeah, you've got estrogen, you've got progesterone, you've got testosterone. They've got all the glamour, whereas the plant hormones are actually pretty cool when you get into what some of them do. So they can be hydrophilic, hydrophobic. Yeah, heaps of different types of them. I'm going to focus on two of my favorites, if you can have favorites. The first one I'm going to focus on, and it's really quite small, and I'm hoping that you'll just believe me when I say that this is there. This is in your textbook if you want to have a look at this table. But the first plant hormone I'm going to talk about are the vampire plant hormones. Yes, I did say vampires, okay? They are vampires because they hate the light and they like to be underground, okay? Bear with me. It's magic. This is the closest thing I have to a vampire cape. Oh, is a navy blue blanket. It'll do. So let's talk about auxins. Auxins are a hormone that exists in the shoot tip and the root of a plant. Yeah, so these are the growing bits of a plant. So you've just grown your beans. So I'm hoping that you saw when the shoot first came out of the soil. Yeah, and what was in that shoot were some auxins. Now, if you had the opportunity to put yours near a window, you might have found that your plant's bent towards the light, kind of like these guys over here. Yeah, can you see how they're bending towards the light? Now, the reason they're doing that is all because of the auxins. So here's your shoot, and it's growing up, and I've got two different blocks of cells next to each other. There are actually lots. Yeah, so you've got two different blocks of cells next to each other. Now, the auxins, I said they're vampire hormones. What don't vampires like? They hate the light. Yeah, they're scared of the light. So what they do is they actually diffuse out. So here's my light over here. I need to act out a light, right? My flowers can be a light. So here's the sun. I can't hold the sun and do this at the same time. So pretend my sun is over here with a yellow piece of paper. There we go. So here is the sun over on the right, and here are my shoots. So that the auxins diffuse away from the light. So this side has got lots and lots of light on it. This side doesn't have much light. So the auxins go into this hand. Now what they do in a shoot is they elongate the cells. What does it mean to elongate the cells? They mean they get longer faster. So these cells are going to get longer. As they get longer, have a look at what's happening to the shoot. The shoot actually bends towards the light. So auxins are pretty cool that they do that. So the auxins diffuse to the dark side. I could make Star Wars references here, but I'm not going to. Then they make those cells grow longer. And as they grow longer, the plant bends towards the light. Okay, so that's pretty cool that hormones in plants are the ones responsible for making them bend towards the light. Now, I said that they also act in roots. So here they are in a root. So a root comes like this, And what happens in a root is the root's kind of trying to grow down, but it kind of comes out sideways. So say your root comes out sideways. This one's a bit easier. They are vampire hormones. Vampire hormones. What they like to do is go to the bottom. Yeah, they like to be underground. So now the auxins in a root go to the bottom of it. Now, they retard the growth in a root. So they elongate in shoots, or they speed up in shoots, and they retard in roots. So now these cells aren't going to grow, and these ones will continue to grow. So as they continue to grow, look what happens. The root actually bends down and goes further into the ground. So that's why auxins are pretty cool. Auxins enable plants to bend towards the light. Why would they want to do that? Hopefully, you're thinking, to get more light for the light-dependent reaction so they can produce ATP and NADPH for the light-independent reaction. I know you were thinking that way. And then in roots, they want to bend down so that they can get down to more water, more minerals, all the things that they need out of the soil. So that's all the job of one plant hormone. So that's pretty cool. The second plant hormone, I can't show you today because I don't have any in my bench, but you might have them at home. You might have bananas. Yeah, and if you've got bananas at home, you might notice that you don't want to put your bananas near any other fruit, because what they do is they make them go ripe really fast. Or you could use it the other way around. I often find that if you buy an avocado and it's really hard, you might put a banana near the avocado, and the banana releases a hormone called ethene or ethylene. So that's the fourth one down. And for some reason, my mouse isn't working at the moment, but that's the fourth one down, called ethene. Yeah. So ethene or ethylene, sometimes we call it, its whole job is to ripen fruit. So bananas produce heaps of it. So they're really good to put next to unripe fruit to make them ripen. So it's pretty cool. That's just two different plant hormones. There are plant hormones that also turn leaves different colors. There are plant hormones that make plants germinate, which means come out of their seeds. So they're very, very cool and have a wide variety of uses. Now, remember, you don't have to remember specific examples, but questions will give you those examples, and you will have to be able to apply your knowledge of what hydrophobic and hydrophilic signals are, what autocrine, what paracrine is, based on information in the text.